Welcome to my almost daily streams. I'm mayohosko. Thank you so much for watching. I'm building sets from my backlog from the Lego group, who are worth billions and billions of dollars, and now we're building bag 2 of the same set that we were building 2 days ago. And we had Hoarder and Dina in the chat beforehand. Let's see if they're here now. So we'll wait for people to come into the chat. What's the build so far? Hey, Owen. So before we start building, I'll just see who comes in here, and we'll start building when I see more people. So Dina is there. Also, Dina, because you're here, I haven't taken official pictures yet. But that's my clicking and bricking mock. That's my clicking and bricking mock. Remember what I told you a while ago, Owen. So yeah, I need to take photos of that. It's a snowman's iceberg ice house, and it uses one of the IKEA Big League boxes for the iceberg. Hey, Johnny. So I'm charging my Mac right now, and I'm charging my phone. My phone is at 93%, and my Mac is at 23%. I was just on the Building and Chatting podcast, as I am every Saturday night. And speaking of the Building and Chatting podcast, he was one of the co-hosts, Skywen.
Hello, I'm a snowman.
Yes, you are, and so is this guy.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's almost like I saw you 5 minutes ago.
I know. I haven't seen you in like 5 minutes. It's been so long.
Anyway, yeah. So I'm building the icons of playing. So if you're American and you watch women's soccer, you know who Megan Rapinoe is. I bought this set because of Sam Kerr. And I'm going to keep Sam Kerr in other locations right now. But we're building bag 2 of this set. And we got the first viewer spike. Let's see if we can maintain some of that. Anyway, because we are building this set. And for those who haven't seen, those who don't know what it looks like. And Bounty's here as well.
Hello. I know that guy.
So this is the set that we're building right now.
Nice.
It is
I don't know what it is.
It is set number 40634, and it's half of a soccer field.
Okay.
or as the true sports fans know it as association football.
Makes more sense to call it football. I don't get it.
Okay, well, here's Sports Lesson 101. The soccer comes from the SOC in association football because Americans have their own football, Australians have their own football, New Zealand and South Africa have rugby.
Mm-hmm.
And Ireland has Gaelic football. And Canada has a variant of American football called Canadian football.
No way. That's awesome. I don't know jack about any sport.
Well, I do, which is why if anyone is interested, they can follow me at mayohosko sports on Twitter X.
Do it.
Okay.
Remember to leave a like. I think it's the top right or left of the screen. I always forget. It's kind of weird with the way YouTube does the portrait streams, but leave a like, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah. So now that you two are here, let's continue the stuff we were talking about Star Wars over on the Building and Chatting podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Ask away.
So what were the stuff that we were talking about on the Building and Chatting podcast?
Is there sorry, is there a specific like one you want to start off with Star Wars, or just anything?
Just anything, because you were building the gingerbread house. I talked about how the 1999 Sith Infiltrator is my least favorite set.
Yeah, we were. We did build those. Yeah, we had a very nice stream, and I know some of the people from that were in the chat in that stream are in here. So, hello everybody.
Hi,
You just saw
Cosmic.
this
Hi,
build.
Dina. Hi, Johnny G.
Yeah, and I just set it up before the stream. Moments of the Magic will be live after. He'll be live by the time that we end this, probably. So So I set up the YouTube redirect to go watch his stream afterwards.
Nice.
So stick around to the end of this stream, and then you can click the button at the top of the chat to watch that afterwards. Anyway, something Star Wars I wanted to talk about is I want to talk about I want to know everyone's opinions about the smart bricks.
And not needed and not going to buy. I just really think that, well, for one, because of new technology in these bricks and the technological aspect that comes with it, it's made the sets very overpriced. Like, just as an example, because we've had so many in the past few years, the Emperor's Throne Room will now be 150 instead of 100, which is what was the price in 2023. And also that set was constantly down to, well, not constantly, but most of the good deals on that set was down to $80 usually. And so, and especially with American tax here, I know you're Australian and that gets counted in the price. But for here, that's like a 160, close to $170 set. So it's kind of crazy.
And if you live in California, the sales tax is 13%.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I pity anyone that lives in California. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing about the Star Wars, about the smart bricks, is I think the only thing that would be worthwhile with those is if you're able to get quotes from the movie. I don't care about the sounds of the ships flying or whatever, and technically that's not scientifically correct, because when you're in the vacuum of space, there's no sound.
Now this is pod racing. That would be a pretty cool sound, right?
So you get sound within the atmosphere of a planet. So when they had the pod races, you would hear the sound.
Yeah.
And also something about the pod race. Have you guys ever seen the behind the scenes videos where they got the scale models and the people in the crowd are thumbtacks or something?
Yep.
Yeah, I have seen that.
The first time I saw that blew my mind.
There's a potato in episode 5 in the asteroid field. It's literally just a potato. Yep. And there's a shoe in episode 6. Like a sneaker. It's awesome. Like the props they used, that's why those movies are so much better than the new ones, because they actually had real props instead of just computer generated like CGI, you know.
And in
and then like the storage container in episode 5 on Cloud City was an ice cream machine, which they brought back for the Mandalorian.
And in one of the Game of Thrones episodes, someone left their coffee cup on set.
Yep. And in the finale of Game of Thrones, actually, there was another one in the final season as well, and it was in the final scene when they spoilers for Game of Thrones, but when they make Bran the king, they're in one of the shots. There's a water bottle under someone's chair too,
Oh
and
my
it's medieval
gosh.
times. So yeah, there were a few little things
Isn't there
with
like
that
a
final.
car in one of the Lord of the Rings movies for a frame?
I think so, maybe, but it's like
Maybe it was. I think I heard that there was like a car in like one of the episodes of Stranger Things too that shouldn't have been like in the forest. I know that you can see the sprinkler in Jurassic Park for like one frame. Like when Rexy turns, like picks her head up all the way, you can see the sprinkler that's making it rain.
And also
Yeah.
in some episodes of Thomas the Tank Engine, when the trains are going up the big hills, if you pause and get the right freeze frame, you can see the string pulling them up the hill because the props weren't strong enough to pull themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's a lot of fun little movie facts and things you can find if you or look hard enough. I mean, so there's a lot of fun details in a lot of our favorite movies, but I also think that's one of the things where we talk about Star Wars in general. That's what George Lucas accomplished so well, just making these random household items or things that you would not expect to be in Star Wars. He made them look sci-fi-y and made them look cool, and there was imagination and creativity that a lot of the time we don't get now, and I think that's why people miss George Lucas, or especially the storytelling he did. Now, there's some of it here and there from Dave and other people, but it's just like, sometimes it feels like, which is why I think Skeleton Crew was such a good show. I know it didn't do the best, but it felt like it just had that Lucas touch. It had the Lucas feel to it. And that's what really made me like that show a lot more than some other things. But yeah, and I think that's one of the shows where it's like how the prequels were at first. I think Skeleton Crew will go down as one of the things where people come back to it and it's like, oh, this was actually good. This is actually a good show, and it will have more of a steady fan base over time. But yeah.
I remember a lot of people when Skeleton Crew came out said it was like a crossover between Star Wars and the Goonies.
I can see that.
Yeah, it kind of felt that way, but it had its own little spin to it, which I thought was fun. And
it was a fun show. It was actually around this time last year that it was airing, right?
Yeah, and we covered it fully on the Building and Chatting. So
we had like little videos talking about it.
Yeah, so we also briefly brought up Stranger Things. Now we're kind of bringing up the Goonies. What do you guys think about the Creole House and the Goonies, a pirate ship? Because I've shared some of my thoughts about that on previous live streams.
Do you want to go first, Sky, or you want me to?
Hey Contra, good to see you here, buddy.
Hello. I'll go first. I don't have much of an opinion on the Goonies thing because I've never actually watched the Goonies, but from what I heard, it looks good. Now, I'm a big fan of Stranger Things, so I like the Creole House. I think it's really cool. I just hate the minifigures, just like Star Wars, where I was complaining about earlier, where it's like I seem to like a lot of Lego Star Wars builds, but hate the minifigures. That's the Creole House for me. I love the build. I think it's really cool how you can like split it in half and how all the windows are like boarded up and everything. It looks really cool, but the minifigures are just garbage.
Yeah, because the thing with the Stranger Things minifigures in the Creole House set is Just Too Good made a video about why they are inaccurate.
Yep.
And
my favorite character is Steve, and Lego royally ducked up the Steve minifigure like bad. He looks awful.
Yeah, because for a lot of those Stranger Things characters, they used the wrong faces and the wrong hair pieces,
and even the wrong color for some of them. So
Yeah. I personally, I I do love the like. I think I do love Stranger Things as a TV show, and I do like the Goonies. You know, I haven't seen the Goonies in a little bit, but I know that what they're trying to replicate. And the thing I love about the Goonies actually is that project stayed very close to the idea, like the idea's design, which was very nice to see. Because sometimes Lego is like, "Oh, we'll do our own spin on what this person made," but no, they stay pretty close to the original design, which I think is nice. And the facade works with the Goonies. Because you can have the ship, or you can have like all the death traps and stuff through the build, which I think is very unique. And the figures look nice, and I don't really have any complaints about the Goonies set. My main complaint is the Creel House. Being a major Stranger Things fan, Jonathan and Steve are terrible. And also, if you're going to the GWP, Hopper is
no.
atrocious as well.
Look how they massacred my boy.
My favorite character is Hopper, so I'm very like screw you, Lego, for that
Yeah.
one. But
Make an awful GWP with awful minifigures to go with a set.
And before you go on, here's one of the minifigures. I think that's supposed to be the referee in this practice field.
Nice.
I'm gonna open bag 3 now, and you can continue talking.
I'm getting flashbacks from the Death Star with this Creel House because other than the price obviously being much lower, it's the same can of worms where it's like bad minifigures, cool build, but the build is just basically a giant diorama. And oh look, you get a cool, well, not cool, you get a terrible GWP with terrible minifigures that you can only get if you buy the set within a week. And then once it's been past that week, now you can't complete it because you won't be able to have a Joyce minifigure and a Hopper minifigure if you don't get it in the first week. So it's just, I'm getting repeats of like the Death Star, but with now an icon set for Stranger Things. Stupid.
Yeah. Well, and with Hopper too, I feel like that because I know what they're going based off. If you see the finale poster, he has like a very long beard for the advertising for the for the season, but also the finale poster that's going to be shown in theaters. But I really think that should have just been like printed on his face, like just have the beard printed. I think that would have looked much better than the beard piece they chose because he looks like a dwarf kind of like beard, and it doesn't fit. I will say this: Joyce looks fine. I mean, I get the design, and it looks like Joyce. I get it. That's not really a bad figure. The only other one I can really complain about that is not fully accurate. I mean, Vecna's a little weird. The color's a little off of Vecna, but that doesn't really bother me.
Red.
Yeah, it doesn't really. That doesn't fully bother me a little bit. But the only other one that really, it's really Robin, Steve, and Jonathan. Robin looks okay. The hair kind of works. It's not fully there, but but with Robin, I know who it is. I get that's Robin. It looks like her a little bit. Jonathan and Steve, I don't know. We got Conan O'Brien as Steve over here, and then Jonathan is Sam from Lord of the Rings. That's literally what the hair is. It's like, so it makes no sense that we got a Hobbit and a talk show host as our two favorite characters, some of the best characters in the show. And now the boys, with Mike, Will, Lucas, and Dustin, they look great. I can't really complain about them. I think they actually look really good. Holly does too, from everything we've seen so far. And, Mr. What's It looks good, which we all know who he is. But like the other figures look pretty good. It's just those 4. The Hopper,
the Nancy minifigure is okay too.
Yeah, Nancy's
11's
not
my
terrible.
favorite. I think 11's the only one that actually looks like good.
Yeah, 11's good too. The boys in 11 are good. The other ones, but I think But also from what I've seen, it just looks small. The Creel house, it doesn't look worth 300. Is it 300 or 330?
I heard that it's 330.
Okay, then. I'll take
Yeah.
his word for it.
So Dina says, don't hate the Creel house, but think it's actually pretty cool. But does think Lego put the set together very quickly to be able to profit off the new. Yeah, coincidence that the new theme or that the new season came out? I think not. And I really like the transformation feature, but people were complaining that there's no backs to it when the majority of Lego sets ever don't have backs to them. So
Yeah.
honestly, I don't like it when people complain about that. You're supposed to put the minifigures inside, and with the Goonies set, you're supposed to put the minifigures inside. You're supposed to play with it inside. There's good play in the Goonies set as well because you want to interact the set with the minifigures.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with that type of logic. And at first I was like, it looks a little small when you, especially when you put it from the back. But I get it because with the feature, you need to have it be a facade. Where it splits in half, it needs to be that. I think what people got in their heads, right? And I think it was a big thing. It was they saw a Creel house for $300 or $330. What it's around? It's like that in that range. But they see this house, and I think many people instantly, before we saw pictures, went to this being like the Home Alone house in a way, where you literally could have it like the full house. And I think that's what disappointed people.
Stop. The thing with the Home Alone house is that was made to be like the modular building collection. And that was kind of looking like some of the old Creator 3-in-1 houses, that style from the 2000s, where the minifigures were not a focus of the set, and it's supposed to be a set that looks good on a shelf. However, these two sets have actual play features in them. The Home Alone house didn't have any really big play features in it. So the play aspect wasn't as a big deal, at least in my opinion. And so when you have a set that has really cool play features like those sets too, it's crying out for you to interact the minifigures with it. So that's my opinion. But of course, there are people on Rebrickable who make custom designs of the backs to those sets that don't have backs, that sell those instructions sell well.
No, and the thing is I completely agree about the Goonies. I don't think you needed the full pirate ship, and especially with how the idea was designed, it was always meant to be that way. That is how the set was designed by the fan designer, the one that wanted to make it. They chose, hey, I think it'd be cool if, the main side had all of the death traps and special features from the movie. And that's a completely unique thing, and it works really well. And also, after knowing more about the Creel house, it works that way too. I think the play feature's nice.
And that's the thing, Hoarder. Who does Lego want to sell these sets to? Kids, teens, or adults? Who does Lego want to sell them to? Because adults aren't going to play with their sets as much as kids and teens.
Yeah. Now, I also would say about the Creel house that whatever way you choose to display it as, split open or the actual house, I think both of them, I wouldn't consider a full play feature, because I think both of them are display options that Lego gives you the option to split it open or to have the house. Because I do think it's cool, like when you split it open, the poster in the room turns and then it reveals that Mr. What's-It is Vecna. I think that's pretty cool. But with all of those play features, if you really know that it's all stuff that's kind of like stuck in the set. There's nothing really that you can take out of it and play with. Maybe the vehicles, but I think you kind of needed like the van and stuff if you wanted to do what they're doing with it. But I think the main thing is I think it's it's more for display, but there's features if you want it a different way.
I want to play with the Nancy minifigure.
Yeah. I probably more so am in line with the adult mindset. I don't like I'm a city builder, so I don't play with my sets a lot. So as a city builder, I would sacrifice some of the play features if I think I can put a set in my city. Granted, for how I build my setting, the Creel house is too big, and the Goonies pirate ship doesn't fit, and I'm not a Trekkie, so I have no interest in the Enterprise. Although it's interesting that the Star Trek Enterprise and the Goonies set both have a minifigure named Data.
Yeah. But I think it's I'm not the thing is I just think that, and this is what I recommend to people. I know if you want the GWP, fine. I don't think it's really that perfect. The only thing that's really exclusive to that GWP is the set of stickers. And if you can find the stickers cheaper, I think you can literally just part the set after that. So you don't really need to get the GWP, but but if you want it, fine, I get it. But I would just wait if you have enough VIP points saved up, or you can get it a lot cheaper, or somehow find it on a sale somewhere. That's what I do. I don't think it's a day one.
VIP points don't exist anymore.
Yeah, they're called what are they called?
Insiders points.
Yeah, insider points.
Insider,
No, they don't even call them insider points. They call them loyalty points, right?
Yeah, they changed the name to that, and it's the Insiders program. So Lego keeps changing the names of all their stuff.
But yet we know nothing about anything until like 3 weeks before it comes out, or a month. Like, if they're gonna call it insider, we should know about something like months before, right? I don't have any insider information, so that's why it's a stupid name. VIP was better. Very important person. Made more sense.
Yeah, that's the consensus. But anyone who still calls it VIP, especially on my platform, I have to say you're wrong. Good day, sir.
I mean, it's like Twitter X. If you say Twitter, people still know what you're talking about. It's us veterans as Lego fans. When we call it VIP points, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
that's what it'll always be.
Yeah, but Skywin, that's why I say Twitter X instead of Twitter or X.
Okay, so I'm gonna start saying VIP points insider or VIP insider points.
something like that.
Yeah. Until they change it again.
But anyway, we'll probably go live until I finish building bag 3. Got less than 100 pieces to go. Actually, probably got less than 50 to go. So this will be a 40-minute stream or whatever.
Yay. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to leave a like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Although you guys probably already subbed to Mayo.
Owen, that's hilarious. Hoarder says, not to mention the huge pick-a-brick order you'll place with sand green bricks goes on sale. Yeah, a lot of people who want to piece together the green growth and modular, they're going to be doing what you're doing, Hoarder. See, I'm still on the fence about the modular, to be honest. You guys, I know you don't collect the modular, but do you guys have any thoughts about the new modular?
I like the modulars. It's just and I've definitely thought about getting some, but it's just sometimes it just becomes about space and other things. But um, it, I guess I'm kind of with maybe half of the people on this. I don't think it's really that as impressive as some of the last few. The shop is some of the figures are kind of nice, and the twins, and that's kind of cool.
But I'll just
But
say, but I'll just say, as someone who owns almost all of the straight buildings after the Parisian restaurant came out, you're not buying the modulars for the minifigures. You're just not doing that. Mhm. The
So
no,
modulars
no, I
are oriented.
no, I get that, and I really do. But the thing I'm really saying about it is, I just from the in terms of the buildings themselves, the shopping street, I just don't think it's very good. When I saw the reveal of it through videos and other things, it just looks very disappointing. And I guess another thing is I feel like it just feels so small. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
Price
just
isn't everything, Downey.
I'm
A lot
just
of
saying that it looks very. I don't know. I just don't really. I guess I just don't really care for it as like some other ones I've seen before.
yeah, a
And
lot of a lot of people have criticized it for being too small.
yeah, and isn't it 250? Is that the is that the price 250 on the shopping street? Because I feel like it could easily be 200, but or
I
maybe even cheaper. But
See, when I started collecting modulars, they were all 180 US dollars. Just to put that into perspective.
yeah,
Hey,
it,
Liam, good to see you here, buddy.
mhm.
So Contra says the new modular has greengrocer sand green bricks. You're gonna build brick bank out of extra parts. Um, yeah.
Nice.
So Horder's saying it's going to cost 230.
230. Okay. Yeah. Either way,
And Contra also thinks it's small, seems half a plate small. Yeah, because there's some image out there where they showed the cross section of the modular, and it looks like the building, the floor plan of the building takes up less than half of the surface area, and also people have criticized that one building is taller than the other.
yeah. I mean, like having. I think that's having one building taller than the other. I think that kind of just works for a city. I mean, that can work. Like there's buildings in New York and many other places that there's a taller one, and then there's like a smaller building with a gap in between buildings. So it's like
Yeah.
I can see that really working. It's just I guess in terms of like how much space uh it takes up on the base plate is really disappointing to people because
Yes.
yeah, and then also in my regard, I'm I know it's only, I think, what now? If it's 230, 50, 60 more about around. But I'm planning to get the Ninjago Old Town. And I feel like that set is a lot more impressive than the Creel House or the Shopping Street.
Yeah, I think of all the big sets that are coming out, the Ninjago Old Town is objectively the best because it's the best blend of good minifigures, good architecture, and the price.
Yeah, and for people, and the thing I love about the Old Town set is if you do not want the circle the way it's displayed on the box, you can put the buildings in any orientation you want. You can display it however you want, and I think you can display it straight if you want it like fully straight on your shelf and look like a straight city, or it can be like this big square type thing with the circle, like a big a shopping square, or something like that. But it really does provides you with enough imagination to do what you want with it, and I think that's a really cool thing. And also, I know sometimes figures don't matter, but that this set is getting 23 minifigures, and especially three exclusive, for sure, three exclusive figures. In the first Spinjitzu Master, Young Woo and Young Garmadon. I mean, that's a heck of a deal for fans of the show, and it really is the culmination of 15 years of Ninjago. It really feels like a special set. At first, when I saw it for the blurry Reddit leaks, I was like, I don't know. But then I watched Bricks by Mind's video where it was like an hour and 30 minutes, but I watched all of it because there's so much packed into it, so much detail. I know some of it, probably most of it is stickers, but it's okay. But that there's so much detail, so many references to 2011 to now with Dragons Rising in it, and there's just so much to it. And I think that's a really great thing to see. And also, but also the designer of the set. He makes the most banger sets ever. Like, he is a great designer, and if Wing Lee, if he loves Star Wars, I would want him designing Star Wars sets because he would make some amazing sets. He is all about fully getting every detail right and making sure everything looks good and making sure it's a perfect product. And that's just, he did the build a minifigure ones, the minifigures for Ninjago too, and I think that he put so much care and detail and was like, we need to have all these figures. They need to be here so we can have them all in this January wave.
Yeah. So before we end this stream, because I finished building bag 3, I want to talk about some of the comments. So, Kundra says 23 figs for Old Town set. It's not even a Ninjago City set. It's great. Yeah, something I like about the Old Town is I feel like it's a combination of the old Temple of Air-Jitsu from 2015 and the Monastery of Spinjitzu from 2021 or whatever, the way you can reconfigure that set to be any formation. And I said this before the designer of the modular said it, so I guess great minds think alike. The new modular reminds me of a crossover between the Assembly Square and the Boutique Hotel, and that's exactly what the set designer said in his interview about that set. Yeah, it's an inside reference what we're, and also Owen, that's hilarious. Order, I like the different heights too because I think that's more realistic to what a skyline is. Or he also says should have been only 175, but all Lego is expensive. Exactly. Because like Skyway knows that there's so many expensive Star Wars sets out there.
The money is always right.
Yeah, but it's like this set I have right here is this is made by the same designer, and this is what got me back into Ninjago is the Dragonstone Shrine because I just thought it was so nice, so detailed, and there's just so much to it. And I think that's what you need with Lego. They really just this shows what they can do. And if there's someone passionate enough, and knows what they're doing, they can make stuff like this, and that's what I like.
Are there stickers?
I only just saw this. The more you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Dina. That's what we always do on this stream.
I've seen you do that before.
Well, maybe you should watch more of my streams at 9 p.m.
You got like a whole sub-lore with some people where it's like they have trigger words, they say something, and then it's like, all right, let's play this clip, let's sing this song, let's say this.
Exactly, the maximum of 999. I don't think I can help you, Owen. That's a death trap. Yeah. So Hoarder wants that Dragonstone Shrine, but they never got it.
Yeah, and also, if you guys know, my Facebook Marketplace and stuff here. I found this in my area for $80. It's usually $120, so I got it for $40 off. So
You should have saved money.
She doesn't, Owen. She doesn't, because her microphone is so terrible. Yeah. So anyway, we're done with bag 3 of this set. So now we've assembled the field, and the other bags are for one of the interchange benches. There's stuff to present a trophy. There's stuff for there's a training kit. And what we built for bag 3 is the base of a grandstand. And there's a crank on the side of here that twist the scoreboard.
That's awesome.
So hopefully hopefully we'll get this set done before Christmas, depending on how fast I can get this done. So I think there's 6 bags in this set, so I think we'll be able to finish this by the end of next week.
Yeah.
Anyway, something I will say to you guys, if you didn't already know, or if you end up watching this on the replay, is every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on the Building and Chatting podcast with Skyren and Bounty Hunter, who are with me right now. And
no, I'm not.
Yeah. What's 9 plus 10? 21. You stupid.
21.
Yeah. And so directly after the Building and Chatting podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern, that's when we do this stream every Saturday night. So I've told Sky and Bounty that they're always welcome after Building and Chatting podcast, because we enjoy talking to each other, especially when it comes to any of the things I need to air out about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I like to complain about Star Wars.
Because there's always stuff about Star Wars that we can trash.
Especially Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a Lego fan, there's something to find to complain about.
But remember, only the best is good enough.
So we'll be ending this stream. So we'll be ending this stream in 2 minutes. Where can we find you guys on social media?
Just YouTube for me, just Sky. Well, actually Instagram too, Skyren, and then Instagram is all just one word, so no space, lowercase, at Skyren17.
Yeah, and well, just put live at the end of my name, so Bounty Hunter Live is my main channel, and then of course Building and Chatting podcast, where we have Mayo on every Saturday night for us Americans, but it's Sunday for Mayo. But yeah, we have that every Saturday night, and then just you can find me on Instagram at Bounty Hunter Network. I'm on there under that as well. But yeah, that's about it. But just if you want to come sub to me or Sky, thank you, and we appreciate it.
Yeah. So we're gonna go raid on over to Moments of the Magic. Just let me check that he's live. Moments of the Magic. Yeah, Moments of the Magic is still live. So thanks for watching this stream. It is appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. And it's important for everyone in chat who says goodbye, do not click off the stream. We want to share the love with the other streamers on YouTube. So we'll continue building this set on Monday night. I am going to be on Clicking and Bricking on Sunday night. So yeah, I'll see you on my next live stream, and I'll see you in the next video. Please click the button at the top of the chat to do the YouTube redirect over to the moments of the Magic channel. Bye, guys.
Bye.